Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Oh, I love getting together with her. Learn so much every time she joins us. And today we're going to dig into aromatherapy and how it can support you, make you feel better, relax you. So many different things and benefits come from aromatherapy. How did we get to this point? Well, this is all part of what she offers, and that's Body Talk, a modality that identifies what your body's looking for. She's certified in that. She's also a certified nutritional counselor, doctor of naturopathy, and so much more. Love having her here. Can I call you Dr. Jackie? Is that okay?
Oh, sure.
We're friends now. We're close. We're tight. The whole aromatherapy thing, I started going down that road about 2 years ago and started buying, well, I got a diffuser and I got it for different rooms in my house.
Yes.
And then I started getting different fragrances, organic, by the way, and we'll get with that. And then started making up different concoctions and just learning more about it. Where should we start with this today? Where should we start?
Okay. First of all, let me share what aromatherapy is because,
Please.
Most of us know, but just to set the tone, aromatherapy is a holistic healing treatment that uses natural plant extracts to promote health and well-being. And sometimes it's used, a person will use essential oils as their therapy for the aromatherapy. Sometimes they actually will, how can I say it, just put plants in a pot of water and boil them. But the therapy uses the essential oils, the basis of, and is extracted from the plant material, and it's used to promote physical, emotional, spiritual health and balance.
Wow.
And this is not something new. It's been around for thousands of years in different cultures around the world. And I'm just grateful that this is something that has been going on for as long as it has.
And more people now are open to it. I don't know if there's a new vibration of people being more spiritual, more holistic, but it's cool now to have a diffuser and to use essential oils, and not just for the smell, but some of us do just for that. How does it actually get into our bodies, our senses, and give us a benefit? Like, for example, lavender relaxation, right? That's like probably one of the most classic ones out there.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little deeper about how that all works?
Okay, I'm going to back up just a little bit,
sure,
and focus on the oils, the qualities of the oils themselves, because of the popularity. A person really needs to be mindful and very careful in choosing essential oils that are natural plant-based versus synthetic, because we don't want any of those chemicals. And I've known people now who've gotten into actually diffusing their own oils, getting their own plants without pesticides, their own natural organic plants, purchasing a diffuser, following the instructions to then make their own essential oils. That's wonderful if a person is there, but there are now so many options that a person can use in order to be able to just purchase the oils themselves. And for the most part, You mentioned the diffuser, and the diffuser is usually what's used. It's not the only thing, but that is one of the key things that people use. And a diffuser is a device that has sort of like two layers, where you have an underlayer or the bottom tray, and that's where you put like a tea candle there. And then there is a top layer, sort of like a cup, where you then add the drops of the essential oils. Depending on how strong you want the fragrance to be, the oils can be just dropped in the top cup as they are, or if a person chooses, they can put a little water in that top area and then drop some oils. And what happens is that the heat from the candle will warm the oils, and then the aroma from the oils will be distributed around the room and the area in which they're focused.
And that's what I do. I add water, and then I add the oils to it, and I'll follow a recipe and make a concoction up of something to achieve a goal, whatever that goal is, whether it's to invigorate, whether it's to relax, whatever you're looking to achieve.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go right ahead. You go.
It's I get so excited because you say things that just spur and get things going. And what I've noticed recently is that there have been people whose paths I've crossed that were having flu symptoms, and whether they went to the doctor or not, that's their choice. I mean, medical doctor, that's their choice. But what they did in order to help break up and open up the clogging in their
sinuses?
Breathing. Yes, thank you. Thank you. They would put a few drops on a cotton ball and then sniff the cotton ball, and then have the diffuser in the room, in the space.
The oils themselves, fantastic for those people that can get the plants and then boil them and make their own. Wish I could, don't have the time, wouldn't even know what I'm doing. I've looked, I've found organic oils, or they say they're certified organic, and I feel fairly comfortable with that. Seems like a reputable company that I found, and there's a few of them out there. The quality of the oils, what can you tell us there? Anything?
The quality of the oil is essential.
No pun intended, or actually intended.
Yes, because we want to be able to have the pure essence of the plant itself, and not plant chemicals or oils that are synthetic that are now being called essential oils. Now, if they're synthetic, it's got to be on the label. But plant-based means that it has been extracted directly from the plant itself using the methods that the manufacturers have decided to use to be able to share the oils. Now, if you don't mind, I just want to talk about just a couple of oils. And because you've had your experiences, I encourage you to share what you have as well.
Sure.
I've known people who've used peppermint oil to help with nausea and headaches and congestion. And they've either used it in the diffuser or cotton balls. And there are some who have put drops in water and have drank it to help, especially when it comes to nausea. Also, lavender is very helpful in helping to calm a person, helping with anxiety. And if a person has insomnia, having a diffuser that distributes lavender at night is helpful to help that person go to sleep. Also, lavender is great for itchy bug bites. So
Wow.
if you have it, put it on the bug bites. So
Hmm.
what has been your experience?
Well, speaking of lavender, I have taken it and actually put it on my pillow. And and
Mm.
I've even found a lavender spray where I just a couple of quick sprays on the pillow, and it just helps you sleep
Yes.
better. I don't know how it works. I don't know what
Yes.
it does there. And of course, have diffused it. Then I don't know the recipes by memory, but I have a book that I use, a booklet, where I mix them up.
Yes.
Different
Yes.
couple of drops here, a couple of drops there.
Yes.
But yeah, and to your point about the peppermint, there's just something very strong about that just kind of permeates anything that's going on there with whatever's bothering you in terms of congestion or sinuses.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Now you
Yes.
just said that um, you can ingest it, but is that certain types of essential oils? Not all of them are ingestible.
That's a great question. That's a great question. And the idea is that a person cannot just take it and run with it and hope and that's it. They really truly have to read, do research
Yep.
to know the qualities and the background. And the good news is that there is enough information, more than enough information, to help a person know whether this is something that they can ingest or it's just something that, all right, let me go back. Ingest by taking it, drinking it, or through the nasal passages, because that is a form of ingestion in
Mm,
terms of going inside the body.
good point.
Even when it's diffused, it's still going inside the body. It's just a different way of it happening, but it
I want to
works.
share this. You just brought back a memory.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's one of those uses of essential oils that you would never think of. So
Right.
I have two cats. They use my couch as a scratching post. I love them.
I like because I have a cat too. But go ahead.
I got the cats after the couch. If I knew, and I moved pretty
Uh-huh.
fast, if I had thought of it, I would have gotten a different fabric with a tighter weave so they can't get their claws into it. But it is what it is. So I bought a spray to put on the couch just as a repellent. I was getting a little low on the spray. It wasn't really working that great. And I turn it around and I realize it's just essential oils. So I was like, well, I'm not going to spend money on this again. I used the bottle that it came with. I mixed up my own. I went online and used some of the oils that were in the product, but found other ones to add to it. I beefed it up a
Yes.
little bit, not a lot, but just a
Yes.
little bit stronger.
Yes.
I bought a carrier oil, as they call it, so that
Yes.
instead of just water, it's got an oil base. It's not going to ruin the
Uh-huh.
furniture. It's such a minute amount of oil in there, and
Yes.
it works. It works. I just made it a
Yes.
little bit stronger. Nothing that's going to harm anything or anybody, including
No.
cats. But
Hmm.
now I just take it and I shake it and I'm spray it around. And
There you go.
I just keep it fresh. When they're
Yes.
especially during the holidays when you have decorations up and it's a field day. So spray it around there. But essential oils.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yes. And it's interesting that you say that because I had a similar situation with my cat and I'm like, no, I spend too much money on my furniture. I'm not going to let her do that.
Mm.
So I have a very close girlfriend who is a veterinarian who specializes in cats. And she offered some suggestions and she said, I would truly suggest that you get her a scratching
Post.
pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, post. Yeah. And I said, yeah, that makes sense. And then I also was able to get a formula, like you were saying, that kind of calms them down, keeps them away from certain things, and that it goes in their carrier. And one of the oils that's in that, or actually two of the oils that are in that carrier are lavender and chamomile,
Wow.
because when she has to go to the vet for an exam, or get her nails cut, because I'm not going to do that, then that the essential oils that are there, that, I mean, it's ready, yes. And you know that it's at a strength that's not going to be harmful, but
Wow.
really help to bring the anxiety
I
down.
never thought of that in relation to pets,
Hmm.
lavender and things like that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's why I'm talking to you. But I did hear that, and I'm going to preface this by saying you need to consult your vet and use the
Yes,
right oil for your pet. But I've
yes.
heard that you can take a certain type of oil for whatever your goal is and put it on their fur. It could be on the nape of the neck or whatever it is. Again, you have to check with your vet to make sure it's the right kind of oil, the right amount, because you can overdo it.
Hmm.
It can be just one, barely a drop to whatever the goal is there. But yeah, I
Hmm.
just recently heard that.
Yes.
But I don't know why I didn't realize calming them down with something like lavender. Wow. I got to try that.
Yeah. And I was doing using lavender for me,
Right.
but when my girlfriend, who is a vet specializing in cats, um, shared with me about using lavender and chamomile, I'm like, wait a minute. I use that for me. So you mean I can? And then I went to one of those pet stores. I won't say the name of it because I don't want to give out the advertising. But there's a couple of pet stores that are
Sure.
available that sell products. And so I looked on the shelf to see what else was available. And lo and behold, found a couple of things.
Hmm.
And on the back of the product bottle, it listed the essential oils that I had been using. And I'm like, wow,
Wow. Huh.
okay. So
So
there you go.
I want to dig into how we began talking about this today. And this goes back to last week, where, as a certified body talk trainer and practitioner, what we're talking about is applied kinesiology here. What does that mean in layman terms? I'll explain it, and then you can follow up. It's
Yeah.
it's being able to use a modality so your body can tell you what it needs and what is going on. Your body will never lie. You just got to speak the language, and that's why they call it body talk. But as part
Yes.
of the exercise that we did last week, and it was just an introduction to muscle testing, if you will, the applied
Yes.
kinesiology. Part of that
Yes.
on your chart had something to do with this. Now, what is the
Yes.
connection there?
Well, it's the idea that body talk is not intended to be a fix-all type of program. That a person's body may require and want other modalities to help with their healing and balancing. And on that chart of other modalities, aromatherapy is one of the items
Okay.
that's on there, because, I can do what I need to do when a person has a session, but when they go home and they need to do other follow-up work, they have other ideas and suggestions that they can do from the other modality chart that will help maintain the consistency. And aromatherapy is one of those things.
Wow. Is it possible for you, using the flow chart that you used last week or whatever, to
Hmm.
ask the body what oils it would need to feel better? Or you just identify what the body needs and then we cross-reference it to what essential oils will get that done?
No, I can ask. I can
Wow.
ask the body what oils it needs using muscle testing, and I primarily sometimes use this, but when I have clients, I use a different form of muscle testing in terms of lifting their hand.
Hmm.
But I can ask, do they need peppermint? Do they need chamomile? Do they need lavender? Do they need tea tree oil? Do they need eucalyptus? And so, yeah, I can ask.
Hmm.
And if a person also has been using something and they're not sure if they should continue, I can ask the person's body, should they continue to use this? Should they use more? Should they use less? So
Hmm.
the muscle testing, applied kinesiology, muscle testing can help narrow down that.
I have to tell you, when we did that
Mhm.
exercise last week, and
Yes.
you were going to tell me that you were using this method, and just recapping very briefly, it's a certain motion indicates the feeling indicates a yes, and the rougher one, the smoother one could be the yes, the rougher feeling could be the no. I didn't know that you would be doing that on your end, tapping into my energy, or I could be the client. I thought that you would be asking me questions and I'm going to answer. Oh, well, I got a yes. I got a no. I didn't have to do anything. You did all the work. Fascinating. And completely understandable, because energy can be transferred. So you were picking up on my energy. Amazing.
Yes, 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 yes. Because we are energy beings. All of us, every last one, whether it's humans, animals, plants, is just the manifestation of how it may appear.
Mm, wow.
Yes.
And I didn't even know that talking about aromatherapy was part of applied kinesiology. There was so many
Hmm.
different categories on there that you were testing me for, going through, and my body telling you what it needs, what it doesn't need, and all of that. Just fascinating how this all
Yes.
works.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it because it keeps my ego out of it. I'm not guessing. I'm not diagnosing. I'm asking the body with the energy, what does it need? Because our body knows. It's just a matter of speaking the language or understanding the language that it's speaking.
And the interpretation. And this is one
Yes.
form of the interpretation.
Yes, this is just one form. And I use this primarily for myself, if I'm undecided about something, or with clients from a distance. But when they are in person, I use a different form of applied kinesiology.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I shared, that it's not just a one size fits all.
Right.
There are
And that
different ways.
essentially, when you're with somebody and you apply pressure to their arm, and how much resistance you get back gives you an answer, just like this does. But you're doing that long distance energetically. This is in person, or just
Yes,
one way. Fascinating.
yes,
We're
yes.
just about out of time. Next time we get together, thinking that maybe we could talk about herbals and how
All
they
right, I'll
support
make
us.
a note of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be interesting.
Okay. All righty. Now, before we close out completely,
Sure.
I want to share a brief paragraph or a brief statement that I receive from a site called Moon Omens.
Sure.
I get messages on a daily basis via email.
Bring it on.
And the message is, my wealth is love. It's infinite, and there is no limit of how far the ripple effect of my service to others can go. I am energy, and energy never dies. It only transforms and grows into something bigger and greater.
Love it. Love it. And I hear messages in music, and you said, my wealth is love. The first thing that popped in my head was, and I'm not a big Beatles fan, but Can't Buy Me Love. And when you think about that, you can't buy love. You can buy something for somebody and they may look like they love you because you shower them with gifts, but that's not real love. You can't,
exactly.
And you can't buy your health either.
Yes.
You know, when you think about that, all the money in the world, look at a gentleman known as Steve Jobs, Apple, right? You know, all that money. And even he was able to afford experimental treatment. He's not with us. Yeah,
That's correct.
So
that's correct.
Your health is your wealth. And this is part of looking into your health and what's either mentally or physically using applied kinesiology.
Or both.
Yeah, for sure.
Mentally and physically. Yes.
This is why you are our professional of the year. You have so many different aspects to you to help people heal and feel better. And it's just amazing. How do we find you, Jackie? How do we connect with you?
My website is earthlyessence.life, Life. And go there and it has everything there for me about me.
Start a conversation. If you're looking for answers, you want to move your life forward, whatever, just start the conversation right there. I mean, in the beginning. Thank you for all the info and insight on aromatherapy, and truly looking forward next time we get together.
Absolutely. And we'll be able to connect the aromatherapy with the herbals because they really work together. They coincide and work together.
And on this whole energy thing, final thought, I'll disclose to you, I walk the walk, talk the talk. What did I do this morning in my place? I saged, and I used a spray, organic sage spray instead of burning sage, which is fine. Just kind of changed it up a little bit. And I just felt I need to make sure the energy's fresh. And that's what I did. So. Yes. I speak the talk. I even did the closet. So there you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
And it's interesting you say that. Interesting you say that because when I am about to see clients, the area in which I'm working, I have a special spray that includes sage and Palo Santo.
Next time we get together, I want to talk about that and the differences between the two, for sure.
Okay.
Lots of questions. All right. Looking forward. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Take care.
You
My
too.
pleasure.
We'll be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.